Hello, my name is Emily, as you may or may not know, and guys! It's not a drill! It's not a drill! Alert! Alert! We just hit 1 million subscribers! There's 1 million here! The lot of you! The lot of you! I cannot believe that I hit 1 million subscribers. I didn't think that I would live long enough to see the day. There's an alternate universe somewhere where I am 1 subscriber away from 1 million, and that's when the aliens decide to invade. They said, oh no, you wanted 1 million subscribers? I don't think so. So I thought that we would have a little celebration. I did bring it. I bought myself a little like mini cake and some like little party, like I put it in the fridge, right? Oh, thank God. I thought I was gonna have a lukewarm cake. I thought that we could have a little party. It's just me here, but that's okay. We're gonna have a little party. But before I do that, I did write something. I know it's so cheesy, but this is actually a really big milestone for me. I'm really so grateful and happy about it. So I did want to say, I'm gonna start reading. Okay, I just hit 1 million subscribers, so unfortunately it's time to get cheesy. There are many things that I'm not sure of in this world, but something I was always certain of was that I wanted to be an entertainer. For a while, I thought of it as a pipe dream. I never thought that one day I would have 1 million people who saw something I made and wanted more of it. I have been making things on the internet for a long time now. Oh my God, I feel like I'm like giving an Oscar speech, like, calm down. I have been making things on the internet for a long time now, and it feels surreal to have reached this milestone. And obviously, I would not have been able to do it without every single one of you. With all the support you have given me, I have been able to pursue my dreams and gain the confidence to seek out and take amazing opportunities and meet people who I consider to be my closest friends. There are times that I think, this is it. This is when people stop tuning in. I've been doing this for so long and people will eventually have to stop watching, and maybe it's today. But the fact that my audience continues to grow is such a comfort and an honor because I love doing what I do. One of the main reasons I feel happy and fulfilled in my life is because of YouTube. Being able to say that I have made things that give people even a few minutes of comfort or laughs is such a privilege. So thank you for subscribing and watching to all 1 million of you. Oh my God. I feel like I don't ever cry like this online. I think I've only cried 1 time like this online. It's because I had to film a video the day I got broken up with to meet a sponsor deadline. I think lately I've been feeling a little bit insecure about some of my videos, like self-conscious. I think when you're on the internet for so long, obviously like things that you did from like years ago, it's not gonna really be a reflection of like your skills and how you do things now. So I think when I watch my earlier videos, I'm really critical. I'm like, the editing sucks, the acting sucks. I'm like, what are the angles? The lighting is so bad. Me, when I just got a ring light literally this past year. I was like, any videos that are older than like a year and a half, I'm like, I kind of just want to private them all, but obviously I'm not gonna do that. But I think I was feeling that way. I was feeling kind of bad about it because I think that I think the issue is that I just need to not watch them because I'll get curious about it and then I'll watch them and I'll be like, this fucking sucks. But I think hitting 1 million subscribers, not only is it a great milestone within itself, but I think it reminded me like, okay, there's a reason that you were able to retain an audience, so like maybe don't be so hard on yourself. I'm sure that in a year or two, I'm gonna look back on the videos that I'm doing now and I'm literally gonna be like, burn her at the stake, stone her in the town square, tar and feather, hashtag tar and feather. But in all seriousness, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Hearts for all of you. And I'm really excited for the future too, because I think that ever since I've gone full time with YouTube, I just feel like a lot better about the things that I'm making. And I think that I want to really make this channel sort of like a modge podge of different things. I think that I was very much so sketch comedy heavy in the beginning of this channel, and I love doing that, and I'll continue to do that. I know some people think it's cringe or outdated or whatever, but that's what I like to do. But I also I love doing gaming. Honestly, Roblox, you kind of got me in a chokehold. I like doing the reactions that, I've been doing those for a while, but I really like these vlog, casual type videos too. So I'm excited to see where things go, with YouTube, with acting and modeling and, all this stuff, which, who knows, I might fail at that. But I've got some success here. I've cultivated some success here. All right, so the first party item that I got is this hat that says 1 on it. So I went to Party City. Obviously, this is for a 1-year-old. It's for a 1-year-old. A little baby. This was the last one. A little baby was trying to grab at it in Party City. I snatched it right out of his hands. I said, "Excuse me, do you know who I am? Do you have 1 million subscribers on YouTube? No, I don't think so. What do you have in your mouth? A chewed up moldy binky. Work on that before you try and take away what is rightfully mine." I thought the mother was gonna have an issue with it, but she actually said, "Oh wait, no, I recognize you from YouTube. Yeah, you're really funny and smart and sexy. So actually, you should take it." Honestly, I don't even love my son that much, so it's fine. I'm gonna write an M here with Sharpie, so it's 1 million and not just 1. Imagine you wake up in the middle of the night and you see this at the foot of your bed. It's just he's just hanging around at the foot of your bed, just yeah, I just wanted to let you know, not even Emily, that girl that you subscribed to 9 months ago and then forgot about and never watched another one of her videos, she just hit 1 million subscribers. Okay, so the only problem with this is that it is for a 1-year-old. It is, in fact, for a 1-year-old. And the circumference of my head, it is bigger than a 1-year-old. In fact, I think the circumference of my head is bigger for the average 25-year-old. I am taking my hair pins and clipping the straps to my hair. So hopefully that will work. Women in STEM. I didn't get that nursing degree for nothing, although I guess technically I did because I quit and now I'm a YouTuber, so. I don't think you guys can see how freaking big this is. Wait, let me give you a size comparison. Look, it's literally the size of my head. And I have a rather large noggin, a rather robust cranium, right? So I feel this is for a 1-year-old. This is for a 1-year-old. He's gonna drown in it. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of, oh, I forgot to say, I'm also just, while we have our little party thing, I'm gonna do that thing I do where I just read some notes off of my phone. And to be honest, I did record another podcast-like video right before this. So unfortunately, if you guys do not like these types of videos, there's going to be 2 coming out very close together. So unfortunately, I guess that sucks for you. So I have on my celebratory 1 million dunce cap, 1 million dunce cap. And then I also bought these plates because I just thought they were really cute, honestly. It's giving, Baby Shark doo-doo-doo-doo, So I was I gotta have. And they weren't that expensive either. This was only $47. And then I got these balloons. One is a 1, and then one is an M for 1 million. So I'll blow those up. Love that it comes with a straw, paper straw. Sustainable here, paper straw, but with the plastic balloon. So, oh my God, this fucking Empire State Chrysler Building ass hat. Okay, but the first thing I have written down is, if an influencer ever says that they don't like when people make edits of them, they're a fucking liar. And if you're thinking, Emily, is this your way of saying that you want to look at more edits of yourself? I'm not saying that is not what it is, but I will say sometimes I watch an edit of myself and I'm wow, my face really doesn't look good from that angle. Because edits are supposed to make you look hot. Usually no one makes a TikTok edit of someone to be oh look, they're Uggoville. Usually it's to uplift and objectify is usually the goal. But sometimes I'll watch an edit of myself and I'll be woof, I didn't like the way my face looked just then. Guys, what if I faint trying to do this? Imagine it just cuts to me like passed out on the floor. With my roommate comes home to me passed out on the floor unconscious and I'm wearing this on my head. Oh my God, okay, lung capacity. Okay, lung capacity. Okay, wait, why was that literally easy as balls? Like, dude, I literally did that in one breath. I feel like the big bad wolf. Okay. Oh. Okay, perhaps I need to hold it in place, I need to be a little dominant and put it in its place. I apologize, I have a cough and I'm gonna be perhaps putting my sickly breath into you, so apologies. Oh, and look at that, one breath. Look at me, One Breath Jones over here. 1 million of you guys who look in my house. 1 million of you peeping toms. Disgusting. 1 million of you disgusting perverts. I feel like, should I like put this somewhere? I just blew them up and then threw them onto the table. Okay, great. Okay, I'm gonna read the next thing I have written down and then I'm gonna bust out the cake, okay? Bust out the cake. That's something that I was gonna make a joke and say that's something that I always say in the club. What cake? There is not a single cake available for me to be bringing and throwing around at the club, okay? I mean, I hardly even have a cake ball, let alone an entire cake. A pancake, maybe. A pancake that's like the polar opposite of like the big fluffy souffle ones. Like a pancake that is literally just like a crepe. I have a crepe. You know what? I've been going to the gym. That is my goal for the summer, is that I would like to get like, I don't think it's realistic of me to get like an actual tangible cake. a 3-tier wedding cake is something that is not, you know, unfortunately it will not be within my reach. But at least maybe like a pound cake, a muffin of some sort. Anyways, I'm gonna read the next thing I've written down and then I'm gonna get the cake. You catch someone cheating and then they start acting like they're in a telenovela, like here come the theatrics. So this isn't about me, it's about somebody that I know. And honestly, you see the videos online too where the girl will be, usually it's a girl, will be recording, you know, her boyfriend who just got confronted about his infidelity, and then he'll be like rocking back and forth on the ground like, oh my God, I'm such a fucking idiot, and my parents were divorced, and you know, I forgot to pay my taxes that one year and that trauma stuck with me and all that stuff. It's like, okay, save me the sob story. Like, okay, I'm sorry that your dog died 6 years ago, but did that really mean that you had to put your penis into another person's vagina? You know, it's like potato, potato. Or wait, I don't know why I said that because it's really not like that. Like, I swear to God, you catch a man cheating and suddenly it's like he did an acting program at Juilliard for 6 years. It's like, baby, you're not campaigning for an Oscar, okay? And either way, I'm still leaving you. I feel like when a man gets confronted, I was gonna correct myself and say like, or woman, but really, I really only see it in men, probably because my algorithm thinks that I hate men, which I don't. But I feel like when a man gets confronted with cheating, something triggers his brain to just start age regressing. Like, literal temper tantrum. Like, I feel like I, you know, am your mother and I just told you that you're not allowed to get an action figure that you wanted at Target. You know what I mean? Why are we rolling around on the floor and pounding our fist on the ground as if we're trying to shake the foundation of the building? So I got the cutest little personal cake. It's like a little mini pan pizza, but cake. The next thing I have written down is everyone remembers where they were when WAP dropped. WAP! The WAP of it all. I was reading the lyrics at the nurse's station and I was appalled. I was at the nurse's station and I was like, oh, Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion dropped a new song and everybody is talking about it. So I was like, let me see what all like what's that called? Hullabaloo is about. And let me tell you, I was reading the lyrics, jaw dropped, hand to mouth, eyes bulging out like I have hyperthyroidism. Imagine if I was 1 years old. Imagine you give birth to a baby and then 1 year later, they look like this. What's that called? Benjamin Button? Imagine if you were the mom of Benjamin Button. Like, how come my child is 4 years old and I'm having to put retinol on him? But anyway, sorry, I'm jumping around. But I was standing at the nurse's station and I was reading the lyrics mouth agape, right? And I remember I wasn't talking to anyone else. And to be honest, I wasn't really like friends with anyone there. But I remember reading it and saying out loud, park that Big Mac truck in that little garage. And then one of my coworkers was like, what are you talking about? But anyways, that's a great song. It's a great song to celebrate me being 1 year old. That's a song that you should show to every young child, make it a part of their lexicon. Really, ideally, if you are a mother of a newborn, you want their first word to be wap. You know, not mama or dada, but wap, 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 wap. Okay, so the cake is already on a tray, but I did buy the Baby Shark doo-doo-doo merch. So I am going to use it. Woo! Okay, oh wow, there's a lot of melted wax on my, oh my god, a lot of melted wax on my cake. Okay, should I sing? Should I sing Baby Shark? Oh my god, this is melting fast. Okay, I'm just gonna make a wish. Okay. All right, now we're going to Chow Town. Old people don't scream, get off my lawn anymore because y'all don't go outside. You just lay in bed on that damn phone. What the hell? This is so good. Oh my god, I was prepared for this to be like, you know, adequate, but not this good. Oh my god. It's so good. It tastes like, in a good way, like raw brownies, like undercooked brownies. I feel like if I were an old person, screaming get off my lawn would be so cathartic, you know? You know, especially old people who don't have any care to use technology or anything. It's like, honestly, with peace and love, they kind of have like shit else to do. You know what I mean? Like if I grew up in the age without technology and I didn't care to learn about it, I probably would just sit out on my porch too and wait for, you know, hooligans to come around the corner so that I could just scream at them to get off my lawn. Because it's like, what else am I gonna do? Like, I don't have an iPad. It really does astound me that there was a point in time where people like didn't have phones. It's like, how did you stimulate yourself? That sounded a little, I immediately thought about masturbation. That's probably something that, I wonder what I think I wrote something down like this in my phone, but I remember writing down in my phone, the first person to orgasm must have been like, whoa. The first person to orgasm must have been like, y'all, I think I just made the song of the summer. I think I just made the song of the summer. You have got to try this. But yeah, if I were an old person, what was I talking about? Because to be honest, I feel like now, if I didn't have technology or a phone now, me, even as a 25-year-old, maybe I would just go outside and start screaming at people too. I'm bored. But now because we're all so immersed online, I feel like, you know, maybe yelling, get off my lawn isn't like, it would more be like, get off my profile. You know, get out of my DMs. You kids are always in my DMs. And I'm not a pedo. The next thing I have written down is, tell the story of when you lost your Webkins as a kid, in parentheses, Waddles, because that was his name, and how the class all drew missing posters and plastered them all over the classroom and hallways. So when I was in elementary school, right, I had this penguin Webkins called Waddles, and I lost him. Literally, send out the Amber Alert, where is Waddles? So I was like so concerned, probably crying, and I was like, I literally made a PSA. I was like, come one, come all, please gather round, come hither, because Waddles is missing. And then of course the other kids were probably like, who the fuck is that? But then I explained the situation, and lo and behold, it takes a village. It truly takes a village. We didn't find him. But the way my classmates came together, spent the entire recess drawing missing posters for my Webkins Waddles. There was just a bunch of poorly drawn penguins that were plastered all over the classroom. And when my teacher came back, she was like, what the fuck is this? And kids were even putting it in the hallways too. And I have this vivid memory of, I think that, you know, our teacher didn't want to put us down because, you know, it was the community coming together for a good cause, my lost Webkinz Waddles. But I remember her sitting us all down and being like, guys, can we calm down? I understand that Waddles is missing, but we have to do math boxes now. So the next thing I have written down, it's been a while since I've seen Black Swan, so maybe this is not accurate, but this is just from how I remember it. That scene in Black Swan where Natalie Portman goes up to Mila Kunis like, we should talk, because she thinks that they had sex. But meanwhile, it was just a sex dream that Natalie had. So embarrassing, like OMG. Imagine going up to somebody who you know, who is also your competitor, right? Because they're rivals in the movie, and being like, hey, I really think we should talk about last night because I had a really good time, but, and they're like, what are you talking about? Like, talk about what we did last night. Last night, I stayed inside and ordered Postmates and watched 3 hours straight of K-pop girl funny moments. And then having to come to the realization that you had such a vivid sex dream that you literally thought that it happened in real life, and then having to come to that realization in front of the person that you were having a sex dream about. Have you guys ever had a sex dream about someone where you were like, okay, that's kind of out of left field? Like one time I had a dream about someone, and I hate to say it, it was really graphic and super sexual, right? And it was literally about someone that I hadn't talked to since like 6th grade. Like I didn't even know that they were in my subconscious. I remember waking up and being like, hello? Like literally, can I talk to whoever is running things up here? Because I would like to pitch some new ideas. I'd like to make some new suggestions. How about if I'm going to have those types of dreams, make them about people that I actually desire? Because I hate to say this, I've had a sex dream about a man before that I talked to him maybe like 2 or 3 times throughout the entirety of high school. And I had this like, after I graduated from college. So I was literally like, okay, random much? Like, I literally so random, starring Demi Lovato. Why am I having a sex dream about this man? First of all, he's a man. I woke up just feeling peculiar. I woke up feeling like, it was almost like it gave me the same feeling as when, you know, you're talking to someone and you're like, ugh, Mondays, right? And then they're like, it's Thursday. And you're like, what? You know, you're just like disoriented. But yeah. So to all the little creatures, all the little inside out characters in my head who are in charge of the sex dream department, maybe can you make them about like someone I actually want to have sex with? Because why am I having those types? Okay, I don't have a ton of them. You know, I'm not saying that like my brain is just like the erotica factory. But when I do have them, if I'm going to have them, can you make them like about people that I actually desire? And also, I'm not going to divulge too much, but like make them more normal. Next thing I wrote down was, wind is Mother Nature's queef. Like, okay, no, it's not. Well, walking the plank as a pirate must have been so fucking humiliating. Having to walk out on that flimsy, rotten wood goddamn plank while the entire crew is behind snickering and laughing and being like, land ho booty or whatever it is that they say. Humiliating. Literally, utterly humiliated. I wouldn't be able to look back. I would just have to walk straight off and pretend like there's nothing going on behind me. Can you imagine being a pirate, walking off the plank, and as you're about to jump in, you turn around and you're like, oh, seriously? You know, you turn around like a fucking puppy with its tail between its legs and you're like, guys, are you really gonna make me do this? You know, I feel like if I had to walk the plank, I would just have to do it in stride. And you know what? I'm not walking off that goddamn plank. I'm sprinting so that there's less time for you guys to consume the moment of my humiliation, you know? Another question I have about pirates, do you guys think that pirates were having sex? Because, sorry, I keep bringing up sex. I'm not a delinquent. It's just, I'm a grown woman, okay? But do you guys think that pirates are having sex? Because I have to be honest, it had to have smelled crazy. Like, if you're in the down below, what's that called? The poop deck or whatever. First of all, imagine trying to coordinate a hookup with one of the pirates and being like, meet me in the poop deck. But I can't imagine that they bathed very much, and also their facial hair gets so crazy, right? I don't want to be kissing someone who hasn't bathed, and also breath is probably rank as fuck. Smells probably so bad that it could knock out an entire village. I just know that if pirates were having sex, I feel like if I were the head captain, right? Is that what it's called? Like the captain of the ship? I don't know. If I were the head cheerleader of the pirates, right? I would say, everyone who's actively having sex, you have to walk the plank. Sluts and whores need to walk the plank because you are making this place. How are we in the middle of open air, in the middle of the ocean, but somehow this place is still rank? Like, you guys need to stop because I'm honestly getting concerned for the well-being of our olfactory nerves. Tell me why I opened the door to the poop deck and my eyebrows and my nose hairs were singed. Off you go. Someone once offered me a Mike's Hard Lemonade, but they just said Mike's Hard. And I was like, okay. Who is that? Happy for Mike, but none of my business. I remember, I think the context of the conversation, I was like, oh, I don't know, what drink I want. And then the person next to me was like, Mike's Hard. And I was like, all right. I'm sure he is. Anyways, back to my drink of choice. I can't imagine getting pregnant and then finding out that it's twins. Like a twofer. I didn't ask for that. I don't know if I've said this before, but one of my worst fears, and this is such an irrational fear because literally it's going to be very easy for me to not get pregnant because it's not like I'm like, well, I was gonna say it's not like I'm having sex with men, but shit, I'm not having sex with women either. Abstinence, cheers. Anyways, one of my worst fears is if I were to get pregnant, going to the doctor and then them saying something like, it's quintuplets. What? I'm sorry, like, I could barely handle one. What do you mean I'm gonna be getting like 2, 3, 4, or 5? And sometimes I think about the Octomom and I'm like, she is so strong for that. How on God's green earth is the body capable of housing 8 babies at once? 8 babies at once. Like, I just know that her back was fucking killing her. And I'm like, having that many babies, like in a closed space like that, I'm like, if one of them starts kicking, like, what if when the baby kicks, it accidentally like punts the other one in the eye? The thought of 8 babies kicking at once, the bass is bumping in my uterus. The bass is bumping. And then having to pay 8 college tuitions at once, that, baby, you're gonna be in the red. Not even, you're gonna be in the maroon. I feel like at that point, like, the government has to get involved because what the fuck do you mean I have to pay 8 college tuitions at once? Like, honestly, maybe, I know that parents usually want their kids to go to college, but if I was the mother of octuplets, I would literally be like, okay, 2 of you who have the highest GPAs, you guys can go to college. The rest of you will find your own journey. My home would literally be a dystopia where the children are like competing to have the top 2 spots so that they can continue their education because baby, I am not paying 8 college tuitions. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Like, honestly, I pray that some of you are just stupid. Sometimes when I'm at the hair salon and they're washing my hair, it feels so good. I want to start kicking my leg like a dog. I know this is a universal experience. When you're laying down in that hair salon and your neck is kind of cramping up because of the angle that you have to tilt your head, but the way that they're massaging and scratching your scalp, it makes it so worth it. I go to a Chinese salon, so I won't lie, sometimes they are a little rough with it. They are a little rough with it. But sometimes I'm just like, you know what? I probably deserve it for some reason. There's probably something I did in a past life. Joining the Mile High Club sounds like it would be fun, but have y'all ever been in an airplane bathroom? There is not enough room in those things to get the deed done. Like, I'm sorry, when I'm in an airplane bathroom, mind you, I do fly Spirit, so perhaps the Spirit Airlines bathroom is not the most accommodating for coitus, which is understandable. When I'm taking a piss in an airplane bathroom, it's like I sit down on the toilet and my knees are touching the sink. Do you know what I mean? Two of us might be able to fit in there if we're standing so close, like nose to nose, but we're not gonna have room to like be moving around. You know, I feel like the only people who are joining the Mile High Club, at least on a spirit plane, are contortionists. You know, like those women who are able to bend and like fit inside of a box that's like this big or something like that. Maybe they would be able to join the Mile High Club. However, I am not even able to touch my toes, so I fear that I would have a bit of trouble. You know, if a hot girl asked me to join the Mile High Club, in theory, I would be like, yes, but I would also be like, I don't think we can do it in the bathroom. Like, we might just have to do it in the aisle. Because there's not enough room in the bathroom. There's really not enough. Meet me in the cockpit, Comment down below if you've ever had sex in a Spirit Airlines bathroom. Did you finish? Did they finish? I was on the train the other day, and I swear to God, there was a little latch that says locked, right? So I close it and I lock it, right? And I'm doing my thing, you know, taking the piss or whatever. And I'm, you know, just sitting there, bored, waiting for my stream to be done. And this man opens the door wide as fuck. And I couldn't help myself. I kind of covered myself and I said, "What the fuck?" And I didn't mean for it to be directed at him because he looked horrified. Like he looked absolutely like, he was like, "Oh, vagina, stranger's vagina." Like he was definitely very like, well, first of all, he couldn't see it because of the angle that I was sitting in and I was covering myself, but he looked mortified. So I kind of felt bad that I had that reaction because I feel like he probably felt like I was yelling at him like, "What the fuck, you nasty, disgusting pervert. Tuy, I spit on you, pervert." But I just meant like, what the fuck, like of the situation. I was honestly saying more like, what the fuck, like I thought I locked the door. Like, and now all of a sudden I see this like 46-year-old man in a business suit who's holding a briefcase. Okay, this is the last thing I'll say before I go. Talk about how you accidentally took photos in front of a funeral home. Obviously, not my proudest moment. But I saw a plain brick wall and I was wearing a cute outfit that day and I was with my friend. So I was like, okay, like, perfect. I'm gonna take some pictures in front of this wall. So, you know, I'm posing and slaying and serving gunt as one does, right? And I'm like, great. We would take those photos. I posted them on Instagram and then we just like kept walking, right? But then on our way back, we're walking back and then as we're facing the building from a different angle, I see in big letters, you know, blah, 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 funeral home. And obviously I wasn't able to see the sign of the building from the angle that I was before. And I was like, no. And the pictures were already posted. And I was like, Lord, forgive me. Literally, Lord, forgive me. The souls of the deceased, please forgive me. Obviously, if I knew it was a funeral home, I wouldn't be posted up in front of it, slaying and having an America's Next Top Model photo shoot in front of a funeral home. The pictures did look nice though. I had to serve cunt in honor of those who have passed. So, forgive me. I hope that you guys were all looking down on me and thinking, damn, her outfit looks really good and waist is snatched and serving face. So I'm gonna take this off now. If you watched this all the way through, comment 1 million baby sharks doo-doo-doo-doo. And then that way I'll know if you watched the whole thing. But okay, yes. Thank you so much for 1 million subscribers. Honestly, I really can't believe that I think it's still like hitting me, I guess. And I know that in this age of social media, like there's people who have like tens of millions of followers or this or that. So maybe some people are like, okay, that's like not even that much compared to other people. But for me, it's a lot. And I'm really excited for the future. You know, I'm gonna keep making all these different types of videos for you guys. And hopefully, you know, I have a lot of projects that are in post-production. And if they end up being, I hate to say it, but if they end up being good enough, I would love to post them on my channel for you guys to see too, so you can see me in a more, you know, high quality acting roles and things like that. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you again. I can't say it enough. And until next time.